Welcome to my YouTube channel, One Race, Human Race, All Human. Today is Sunday, October 30th, 2022. Mr. Byron Allen, successful businessman. All the young people should know his name.
NBC, 8 o'clock on Wednesday nights.
All the young people should know his name.
Let's take a look.
And his work.
Would you mind telling me what you're doing?
You'll see.
Ever since high school, Ben has entertained thousands of people and partygoers around Utah. Walking, whistling, belting.
You make a great rock star. I mean, you imagine breaking in and looking at this?
All I knew is that I was more shook than that zero.
So, at what point, Byron, and it may have been the point when you were riding the bucking bronco, and it may have been the point at which, or the whatever that is, bull, or it may have been the point at which you're upside down in the plane. At what point did you realize that you were more interested in being in the business side of show business than the show side of show business?
You know, I realized early on that it was not show business, it was business show. And I had to juxtapose those two words and really study the business and approach it as a business. And that's when everything changed for me. But I also realized I didn't control my destiny. And I wanted to have control over my destiny. So I made it a point to get to know all the people who owned and operated the television stations around the country and all the major advertisers. And I knew if I brought those two together, I could do as many shows as I wanted.
Okay, so let's fast forward to now. You are now the chairman and the sole owner of the Allen Media Group. Let's tick off some of the assets for folks that may not be familiar with the Allen Media Group. How many television stations have you got around the country?
I think I have about 27 ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox affiliates around the country. So I own the ABC affiliate in Hawaii and the NBC affiliate in Tucson and on and on and on. So that's a great business. We love that.
How many cable channels and streaming platforms do you have?
I think I have about 14 cable networks at this point and probably half a dozen streaming assets. The Grio, Local Now, the Weather Channel streaming app direct to the consumer, the Weather Channel in Espanol. The cable networks, we have, everything from comedy.tv to Justice Central to the Weather Channel. It's one of the largest privately held media companies in the world.
Can you put a dollar figure to all of that?
It's worth billions. I mean, it brings in quite a bit of money. It's privately held. I'm very fortunate. The company is, it's worth quite a bit.
In 2015,
yeah,
after the riots in Baltimore, after Freddie Gray died in police custody, the president called out the people who looted the streets and called them criminals and thugs.
That's right.
Here's what you said. You said this: President Obama is, at this point, a white president in blackface.
That's right.
Black America would have done much better with a white president.
That's right.
Barack Obama, a white president in blackface?
That's exactly right. I said that, and I still stand by that. And what I said was very loud and clear. He criticized those young black kids in Baltimore for the wrongful death of Freddie Gray.
No, he didn't. He criticized them because they looted the stores.
Okay, they looted the stores. And what I said to them is, I am not condoning violence. But before you criticize them, position them to succeed, not fail. Don't criticize them until you get them a proper education.
Yeah, but you're in the middle of a riot. You can't sit there and change society.
I understand. But Chris, you got to understand something. Why are they positioned like this? You need to address the bigger issue. These kids are sitting there and they're positioned to fail. No proper education, no jobs, no economic inclusion. And by the way, it was the wrongful death. And at a certain point, you have to understand people are speaking out because they are being abused. This is genocide. It's just a slow genocide, but it is genocide.
So are you and former President Obama in contact with each other?
We're not in contact, but I have all the respect in the world for him. Listen, you have to understand something. The President of the United States is nothing more than temporary hired help. That person is there to serve us and to work for us. And you have to constantly remind them, you're here because I need you to take care of something.
I want to bring this full circle because
Sure.
I read somewhere that you said there's a connection, a transferable skill between being a comedian and being a big businessman.
That's right.
And that, you know, a comedian has to be able to read the room, and a businessman has to be able to look and see business opportunities.
You know what? I think a lot of the same skills I use as a comedian, I use in business. Just being honest and being open, transparent. People are comfortable with you. And I have a mission, and that mission was clear. You know, when Martin Luther King was assassinated in April of '68, that was something that was quite traumatic for the whole country. And I got to know Martin Luther King's widow, the true queen of America, Coretta Scott King, and she taught me a lot. And she said to me, you know, Byron, as Black people in this country, we had 4 major challenges. Number 1, end slavery. Number 2, end Jim Crow. Number 3, achieve civil rights. And then she choked up and she said, and number 4, the real reason they killed my Martin, achieve economic inclusion. And she said, Byron, they didn't kill my Martin over the speech I Have a Dream. They killed him over the speech he gave in February of '68 at Stanford University, The Other America, where he said there are 2 Americas, and one America has access to opportunity, education, and economic inclusion, and the other America doesn't. There are 2 Americas, and one America will not survive. And from that point on, I decided that I was going to dedicate my life to building the world's greatest media company to help effectuate change for the greater good and to achieve one America.
Byron Allen also told me about his failed bid for an NFL team and why, no surprise, he's more determined than ever to buy another one. You can catch my full interview with Byron, as well as more of our sit-downs with Pete Buttigieg and Michael Imperioli, anytime you want on HBO Max. Thank you for watching, and please join us here on CNN every Sunday night to find out who's talking next.
Chris Wallace's dad, Mike Wallace, was a great reporter, and you should look at his interviews. Outstanding, especially during the civil rights movement. Just outstanding. Everyone has a right to life, liberty, sweet happiness. Everyone on this planet known as Earth. And there's one race, the human race. We're all human. God bless you, and God keep you.